It's a new year, a new season, and we are underway.
Really dominating fashion here today is going to win.
2, 3, 4 for the final time.
Win number 1 on the season, only just barely.
He is going to win here at the North Speedway.
Wins the Emerson Electric 100K.
Gonna be Igor Barretto's gonna eke it out.
Cup Series champion is Shane Lake in the number 15.
Welcome to the NOFSRL.
After 26 races, 21 different winners, and quite a few memorable moments, we finally arrive at the regular season finale at one of the most storied short tracks in both Carolinas, the North Wilkesboro Speedway. Good evening, lads. My name is Treyway as we welcome you back to the borough for the 2021 running of the ASE DieHard 400, the final race for the NOFSRL Mission Barbecue Cup Series' regular season. 3 drivers and effectively a 4th one have locked themselves into the show. Everyone else still has their fate to be decided after 90 laps around this 6.625 mile long North Wilkesboro Speedway. We return to the track after an exciting finish last week at the Michigan International Speedway that saw Ryan Durrani win for the first time in the MBCS, and it could not come at much and a better time. Durrani is one of 19 drivers mathematically able to make the 2021 Chase grid. The only problem is in the fact that there are technically 7 spots remaining, but essentially 6 spots left. We'll go over that technicality in one moment. But before we dive right into this absolute cluster of a points grid, I would like to take a moment to explain how the point system works, just so we're all on the same page. If you saw Slapshoes' video last year about the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs and point grid being stupid and bad, we are using the points format that the almighty Slap suggested. 200 points are awarded for winning a race, 190 are awarded for second, 185 for third, and decreasing by 5 points per position all the way down to 40th place, which is 1 point. Also, if you win the poll, that's 5 bonus points. I think I've said that about every single race this season. Same goes for leading a lap, leading the most laps, and having the fastest lap in the race. They all award 5 bonus points included to your total at the end. Now that we are all on the same sheet of music for the points, it's time for the current point standings. On the right-hand side of your screen, you will see all the drivers eligible to make the 2021 Chase grid and the ones that have been locked in already. If your name is colored in green, that means that you are mathematically locked into the Chase. Those in green are new points leader Braden Perez, Aiden McCrow, and Tristan Allen. All 3 drivers have won this season. Aiden McCrow is the only one to have won multiple times in 2021. They're all separated by a mere 20 points, so the battle for the regular season championship is another one to watch tonight. Allen has the upper hand going into it, starting 8th on the grid tonight, compared to Aiden McCrow's 26th starting spot and Perez's 31st starting positions. And the regular season championship isn't just for show. It isn't just for bragging rights. It does help you in the seeding when we go to Darlington for the first race of the Chase next week for the Waffle House Rubbo 500. You will be awarded 100 extra points for the Chase reset, so that it will be you will be the first seed for the Chase, and then second place will get 90 all the way down to 10th, which gets, I believe, 10. Yes, 10 points. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, 10 points. I don't know why it took me that long to say that, figure that out, but it does. So if you are 10th in the standings, you will get 10 bonus points, and then the 2 wildcard drivers will each have 0 points, 0 bonus points, but everybody's points will be reset to the 10,000 threshold. So anyway, we're getting off topic here. Yellow, if your name is in yellow, that means that your name is John Andrews and you are locked in if 2 cars are knocked out of the race. If Andrews finishes 38th or better, he is in the chase. White means you are not locked in, which is the majority of the people on the grid. This begins with Trey Smith, who is 179 points above the cut line. Tyler Reynolds, who is a nice 169 above. It goes all the way down to Logan Alexander with his good run last week in the Irish Hills, who has 25 points over Zachary Fitzwater on the bubble. Actually, this 20 of Logan Alexander. Now I'm now noticing that he starts on the pole for the ASE DieHard 400 alongside Landon Smith Jr., who was the regular season champion last year. So Logan Alexander has 35 points over 30 points over Zachary Fitzwater going into the ASE DieHard 400. And he is kind of like John Andrews in a way. We might as well have colored his name in yellow. We'll go over that in a second as well. But I would say the biggest ones to watch right on the cut line are Ryan Durrani, Mitchell Collins, and Logan Alexander, who are all within striking distance for Zachary Fitzwater, especially Collins and Alexander, especially Mitchell Collins, who starts on the grid 37th. So Collins is going to have a tough road to hoe going into the ASE DieHard 400, especially given that Fitzy starts in the 17th position. So Collins would not be in the chase if the checkered flag fell as of right now. So he must run the race to figure everything out. We're getting off topic once again. I just want to make sure all the bases are being covered in the pre-race show. And right now, every point matters at this stage. Just ask Jonathan Logan and Colton Yeo about how last year when those who were the two wild card drivers, and they were the ones that ended up in the chase and ended up being first and second in the points respectively, come at the end of New Jersey. Everyone from Fitzy all the way down to Daisy Johnson have the most realistic shots of making the chase that are outside looking in, making the chase via pointing their way in. And then we get down to the wild card drivers marked in orange. Holy Christmas, this is basically a race of its own. If you told anyone back in April that Madison Tall was in danger of not making the chase, we would have absolutely laughed at you, but the summer stretch has been an absolute meltdown for the 99 team. Bad finishes upon bad finishes, and quite a few violent wrecks have sent Tall to the 18th position in points, currently last in the chase field with a wild card caveat. This has gotten to the point where if Logan Williams finishes 14 positions of Madison Tall, remember each position is 5 points. And Logan Williams, I believe, trying to figure out 13 times 5 is, I think it's like, 64 points behind. Actually, no, he is 65 points behind Madison Tall at the moment. If he finishes 14 positions of Madison Tall, Logan Williams will have the other wild card position going into Darlington next week to open up the chase, as long as Logan Alexander finishes well and does not fall 6 positions behind Zachary Fitzwater, 9 spots behind Nelson Reeves, or 13 spots behind Owen Miles. But Logan Alexander is on the pole, and this is a short track as a single groove track here in North Wilkesboro. The outside lane does not work at all, so given where Logan Alexander is starting, I think that the battle is going to be between Logan Williams and Madison Tall for that second wild card spot. And Logan Alexander is kind of like John Andrews right now. He's basically locked in. We just don't know how yet. He can be locked in via either inside the top 10, which that would open up another wildcard spot, and that would make that absolutely more insane. Or he could use up one of the 2 wildcard spots and make that race a little bit less exciting. We'll go over why it would be exciting if Logan Alexander was not locked in just a couple of moments. There's so many different combinations here, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely insane. Zachary Davis is the other current wildcard driver. Yes, he is the other current. He is the other current wildcard driver. I thought Logan Alexander was, but Logan Alexander is inside the top 10. So Zachary Davis is above Madison Tall. So they are the 2 wildcard drivers at the moment, Davis and Tall. And he also needs Logan Alexander to do well and not have anyone that has won a race already this season win again. Those Danger Zone drivers are Armor Digital winner Nelson Reeves, who starts 29th on the grid, Indianapolis winner Owen Miles, who starts shotgun on the field in 40th. He is going to have a tough road to hoe if he wants a shot of making the chase. Rockingham winner Keegan Thompson, who starts 10th, and he is your defending winner here. the last time we raced at the night version of the North Wilkesboro Speedway, and that chaotic real tree said the Speedway 350 last season. And the most dangerous driver of them all, your 2021 Smokies Best Damn Garage Daytona 500 champion, Dano Georgi, who starts third on the grid tonight. Like we just said, the most dangerous driver when it comes to Zachary Davis. Going down to the bottom of the list, we do have to mention that Colton Yeo and Daniel Bouchard are still mathematically eligible to get in, but they are going to need a lot to go their way tonight to make it happen, especially Bouchard, who is 205 points below the cut line. He needs to win this race, but he starts in the 34th position, so odds are he's probably not going to make it in. But hey, we've seen stupid crap here happen in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series before. Why not? We'll throw Daniel Bouchard into the mix here, ladies and gentlemen. Then we come down to Cameron Garlington and Eric Monaco, who are able to secure the other wildcard spot as long as they win. So either only one of them can make it in at this point, as long as they win tonight and finish at least 25 positions ahead of Madison Tall. They both start relatively up front. They both of them, in fact, make up row number 6, but they are just a couple of positions in front of Madison Tall. So we've seen madness occur here before at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, so you can add that list to the ones to watch. And given Madison Tall's track record the last couple of weeks, she wrecked out at Indianapolis in that horrifying flip off of turn number 2, and she wrecked out in the big one last week at in the Irish Hills of Michigan. So Tall has not had the best of luck within the summer, so that could be another wildcard spot heating up here, and we could leave tonight without Madison Tall or Zachary Davis in the wildcard spots, and that would really throw a monkey wrench into everybody's chase predictions here going into the 10-race chase. And then finally, if your name is colored in red, that means you are mathematically eliminated from chase contention. We can't fit everybody on the list, so we put Brennan Wilmington there just as the first car there. If you do not see your name on the list, that means you are below the 62 car in points, and you are not mathematically able to make the chase tonight. I'm probably wrong on that. I checked a couple of times, but Caleb Rose, who starts 6th on the grid this evening, is probably going to end up winning this race and getting 215 points and completely just taking that advantage and raw dogging it. So anything can happen. Like we've been saying quite a few times tonight, anything can happen in this race, and I mean absolutely anything. We saw the chaos in last year's doubleheader, and this is going to be absolutely no different. I believe that should cover everything. We have been doing the pre-race show for quite about almost 10 minutes right now. So without further ado, it's that time of broadcast again, folks. Let's head down trackside to get the starting command for the final time in the 2021 regular season for the ASE DieHard 400 at the legendary North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Drivers, start your engines!
Since we are at a short track, we are immediately going to go into our KFC race report at the bottom left-hand side of your screen. It is going to be a 90-lap race around this .625-mile oval, which is interesting, a very interesting track because the front straightaway is downhill and the back straightaway is uphill here at North Wilkesboro. Fuel window should be between 48 and 50 laps. It should be a single-stop race here tonight. And your previous winner, as we previously mentioned, is Keegan Thompson in the number 14 car. He starts 10th on the grid this evening. Pace car pulls down the pit lane. All 40 cars have rolled off the starting grid. Logan Alexander and Landon Smith Jr. make up row number 1. George and Yo, row number 2. Row number 3 is Nathan Smith and Caleb Rose as they're through the Reese's restart zone. Green flags, waves in the air. Ladies and gentlemen, the regular season finale is green from North Wilkesboro. Logan Alexander in a dead heat with Landon Smith Jr. at the line, but Alexander will lead lap number 1. That gap between himself and Fitzy for the final spot is now 35 points. As everybody has made it on lap number 1, here comes Dano Georgi underneath Landon Smith Jr. to take second away. The 3 wide back in there, and oh, Keegan Thompson gets in the inside wall with Ryan Durrani in front of Zachary Fitzwater. The field is jammed up, and now Charlie Davenport into Nathan Stapleton. Bouchard is a sideswiped a bit. I believe, yes, the caution has come out for the first time this evening. Stapleton with a ton of rear end damage. It will come down the pit lane. And that was all caused by Keegan Thompson going around or hitting the inside wall of turn number 4. Jammed up the field, and that was right in front of John Anders and a couple of other Chase drivers. I'm not sure why the field is stopping. Thompson will come down the pit lane, and that is huge. He is currently 130 points behind the cut line. And that is not helping Keegan Thompson's chase hopes. I believe Thompson is not going to be in the chase this year, unfortunately. It's been a really tough year for Keegan Thompson. Just like last year, you could measure his finishes on a seismograph. And this year has not proved to be much different. They're going to try and repair that 14 car as much as possible, but he's probably going to go multiple laps down. Logan Alexander led them back to the caution flag. Dano Georgi is second. Nathan Smith is third. I believe that should be about everything. Thompson, I believe he's only going to lose a lap. Actually, I don't think he's even a lap down. Stapleton is off the lead lap, so he will be down to the inside of everybody. We're going to take a look and see what happened to bring out the first caution of the evening here at North Wilkesboro. And unfortunately, it's going to take one of our drivers on the bubble out of chase contention here in the ASE DieHard 400. You see, coming off of turn number 4, I don't know why the cars get wickedly loose off the final corner, but they do. Thompson loses it through 4. And goes into Ryan Durrani as Brennan Wilmington and Zachary Fitzwater make contact right behind them. And hard into the inside wall goes Durrani and Thompson. I'm surprised Durrani did not get a whole lot of damage from that. Back in the inside wall they go. And I thought they were going to get turned around there. But thankfully, Thompson was able to lock the wheels up and keep the car going. But it's going to stack up the field from here. And you're going to see Charlie Davenport, who moves to the inside of both Fitzy and Thompson, is going to go way too low, slides up the racetrack, and no, he actually makes contact with a 24 of Riley Sampson. That's what turns his 66 sideways, is a contact made with Thompson's teammate, and slides up and nowhere to go for Nathan Stapleton. Stapleton has been the veteran version of Will Parrish this season. Wrong place, wrong time in every single situation, pretty much. That's why both those drivers are in the bottom 5 in points. And I believe everybody else was able to get through that without much incident. Just pretty much a 4-5 car incident, honestly, to bring out the first caution of the night. But Keegan Thompson, not good, but not terrible. He is still in this race, and let's see what he can do in the rest of this. I thought Nelson Reeves almost hit the attenuator there. That was a bit close. We'll take a look at the replay in real time, then get you back to the racing action here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway as we clean up the first caution of the night in the ASE DieHard 400. I am telling you, this could have been a lot worse. Thompson loses off of 4, and I thought they were going to spin out there and the field was going to pile in. You see Charlie Davenport, the 66, run into Sampson. Unfortunately, Stapleton is caught up in the JBL Chevrolet Monte Carlo. Not much you can do there, but thankfully it was just a 3-4 car incident to bring out the first caution. Everybody made it back as Durrani almost lost it off the corner for the second time. But Logan Alexander leaves the field. None of the cars that were not involved in the accident came down the pit lane, so your running order is still the same when we go back through the gears here as we clean up caution number 1 of the ASE DieHard 400 at the Borough. We're back here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, wrapping up the first caution of the evening as the base car pulls down the pit lane. Nobody was knocked out from that accident. All 40 cars remain on the racetrack. Nathan Stapleton in the 97 is the only car off of the lead lap. So 39 cars remain on the lead lap. Your top 5 going back through the Reese's restart zone are Logan Alexander, Dano Georgi, Nathan Smith, Landon Smith Jr., and Ethan Lewis. The 20 and the 34 got a great jump over Nathan Smith, who's going to go 3 wide through the corner outside of his PSM teammate with the Otter Island Motorsports machine of Ethan Lewis making it 3 wide for the final podium position. And Georgia will get around Logan Alexander to lead lap number 9. That was bad news for Zachary Davis, who is currently in the back at the moment. Actually, he is cutting his way through the field as Durrani gets into the outside wall. A lot of cars are going to come down the pit lane, actually. Dustin Davis, Ryan Durrani, Ryan Benjamin, and the 24 of Riley Sampson. Same with Davenport. Not sure why they're pitting early, but Logan Alexander wants that race lead back. He's going to be the inside of Dano Georgi. Slides up a bit. Almost gets into the 34 machine. They're going to be wheel to wheel going on the start-finish line. Ethan Lewis goes wide through the corner. Opens the door for the 88 to take third away. As for the lead, Logan Alexander. Dano Georgia is going to have the run on the outside off the corner, but I think Alexander should clear him off of 4. He is going to have Dano Georgia clear. He's going to have a couple of lap cars to deal with coming off of the pit lane. I'm not sure why Ryan Durrani came down, but he is going to be off of the lead lap, and that's not going to help him. He is only 151 above the cut line. Actually, no, 109 above the cut line as they go 3 wide as Stapleton tries to give everybody their lines. Nathan Smith really got held up on that restart and falls back to 10th and continues to fall back in the 25. Actually, he's still in the 10th position, but probably going to be in the 11th or 12th position as Tristan Allen, who currently leads the regular season championship, comes into the top 10 as, oh boy, Ryan Durrani almost wrecked the 75. Eric Monaco has made his way up inside the top 10. Both Otter Island Motorsports cars up inside the top quarter of the field. So I'm not sure what happened to the 81 of Jordan Lopez, but he is really off the pace, about to get lapped by the 20 of Alexander. I'm not entirely sure why everybody came down the pit lane, but hey, those are free position for Keegan Thompson as Owen Miles goes around the front straightaway. Will Parrish caught up in it as well, and the yellow flag is back out. Parrish with heavy damage in the O2 machine. Everybody just slow it down, slow it down. We don't need any ARCA brakes. Jordan Lopez, slow it down. Dano Georgia is going to slow it down. Everybody just slow it down. We do not need any ARCA brakes. How about Zachary Davis up in here? What is he in? He is in 13th at the moment. Okay, not sure what these guys are doing. But I think we're having a couple cars come down the pit lane. Logan Alexander is going to lead them down. I believe they can make it. Actually, no, they cannot make it from here if I'm not mistaken. The most they can... We're on lap number 18. Yeah, they're going to have to come down on lap 68 with about 20 laps to go. So, not entirely sure what the reasoning by everybody coming down is. Alexander, the track will drop on the 20 machine. And it's going to be Four-Fish Hoosier tires on the Mountain Dew machine. Caleb Rose, who is in the back of the field. Slow stop for him as Dano Georgi beats out the 20. Same with Colton Yo. You know, we did mention Colton Yo might have a mathematical shot. He is 151 behind everybody. So he's going to need a lot to go his way. But Dano Georgi out front. That is not good for Zachary Davis. That's not good for Madison Tall either as the lap down cars come down the pit lane. There's a couple of guys that are going to get trapped off of the lead lap. Logan Williams, one of those drivers that is going to be trapped a lap down. Cole Sampson, Tyler Reynolds, quite a few guys. That's going to shake things up quite a bit, but we are going to have quite a few drivers on the tail end of the lead lap. Let's take a look and see what happened to Owen Miles and Will Parrish to bring out the second caution of the evening here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway in the ASE DieHard 400. Same exact spot with the first caution we had. Owen Miles goes wide through the corner, hooks the O2 Dodge Intrepid of Will Parrish and sends him right into the safer barrier wall. And you're going to see dark smoke come out of the O2 machine, and he is going to have killed. Actually, no, what kills is contact with Daniel Bouchard on the 07. Miles is broadside to the track right in front of Braden Perez, who is your current points leader at coming into this race. Parrish turns around right in front of a couple of Fords and a couple of Chevrolets as well. Actually, one Ford and quite a few Chevrolets. That was pretty much it. Unfortunately, we're going to have our first casualty of the night, which, of course, it's Will Parrish in the O2. This man has not caught a single break this season. We'll show you this accident in real time, then get you back to the action here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway in the ASE DieHard 400. Parrish gets hooked by Owen Miles off of turn number 4 into the inside wall, then gets hit by his rookie competitor Daniel Bouchard, in which kills that BWT Dodge Intrepid. Miles is one of those drivers on the bubble. He's only 60 behind, but this accident is going to set him back severely. But I believe that was about it. We did have a couple of cars that were caught off the lead lap due to pit stops, this being such a ridiculously short racetrack. But Dano Georgi beat the 20 of Logan Alexander off the pit lane, so we'll have to see what he can do on the restart here in the ASE DieHard 400, the regular season finale in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. We're back at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, wrapping up the second caution of the evening. Will Parrish in the O2 was a lone car knocked out from that accident, but we do have only 22 cars remaining on the lead lap. And R2003 is kind of stupid when it comes to pit stops at short tracks. But your top 5 going back through the Reese's restart zone are Dano Georgi, Colton Yo, Logan Alexander, Ethan Lewis, and Landon Smith Jr. As they're back through the gears, green flag is back out in the air, and hopefully these guys that are on the tail end of the lead lap or a lap down can get around Dano Georgi. They have the inside lane as Jordan Lopez goes wide through the corner. It's going to have 3 wide in the back there, and this is going to be a lot for Georgi to try and navigate around, especially that these guys are now back 2 wide. This is essentially restarting the entire race. Georgi is still there. Williams is not given much room as Riley Sampson ducks back down the pit lane. Not sure what is wrong with him, but that is the 3rd time the 24 has been on the pit lane this evening. And Landon Smith Jr. will get up to the front as Tyler Reynolds, Daniel Bouchard, and Ethan Lewis, excuse me, no, that is Eric Monaco, gets squirrely off of 4. I was right in front of a couple of Chase guys, one of those being Madison Tall, who needs a good run tonight. Noah Clifton is back down the pit lane. Problems for the back markers continue in this race. I was at work on lap number 25. For the race lead, top 3 cars have broken away from the lap traffic. We have 22 cars remaining on the lead lap. Actually, yes, still 22 cars on the lead lap. Hopefully we can go caution free, but the way that these guys are running in the back, I'm not entirely sure if we are going to. Bouchard is stuck up on the outside lane right in front of Andrews and Allen. They're going to do A-okay, and they're going to keep it green and straight for now. So John Andrews got squirrely off the corner, keeps it straight. Clifton still trying to transition back onto the racetrack. Not sure if he's doing touch and goes or what, but nope, he stays out this time by, and battle for the race lead. Landon Smith Jr. trying to get to the back end of the 34 machine of Dano Georgi. Oh, he goes wide. This opens the door for Logan Alexander. In the 20, Ethan Lewis is lurking in the shadows in 4th, and Colton Yo has fallen back to 5th. Brendan Yodel 6th. This is a good run for Yodel. And with it, if he keeps this good run up, he should find himself into the chase for the first time in his career. But it's still Georgi as they battle for second heats up. Alexander has gotten around Landon Smith Jr. for the moment. He's going to clear him through 4 this time by. Smith Jr. goes wide through 4. I believe we have settled the chaos just a bit as Ethan Lewis just about lost it in the 79 machine. Cole Sampson is off of the lead lap. Don't let that fool you if you are just tuning in. Everybody is trying to navigate through lead lap traffic. Tyler Reynolds was one of those guys that was caught on the a lap down during pit stops. He is currently in the 26th position. He has 169 points above Zachary Fitzwater, so I believe Reynolds, he should have a good run as, oh, Colton Yo gets sent into the outside wall by the 81 of Jordan Lopez. And Yo is not going to be happy with the Dracoan Racing Starcom Chevrolet Monte Carlo. He might pay him back here going down the back straightaway, and we do not want to see a caution because that will reset the craziness, and we just want a nice clean race here at North Wilkesboro as we are past the 1/3 of the way mark through the ASE DieHard 400. He was right on the back bumper. He has had it. He is winless going into North Wilkesboro. He is probably not going to make the chase, and he is getting posted up into the outside wall by a rookie that has been the NR 2003 equivalent of Kevin LePage. Brennan Wilmington scrapes the outside wall off of 4. No harm, no foul there. As Logan Alexander has gotten back up to second, has gotten around Landon Smith Jr., and he is closing in on the 34 of Dano Georgi. As Georgi gets in the outside wall, that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Alexander. He's going to close in on the BSA 34 machine one more time as Lewis goes underneath Smith Jr. for third. We've mentioned how strong these rookies have been this season, and you're showing it. The top 2 guys that are running right now have the yellow stripes on the back bumper. And you look inside the top 10. Actually, no, the top 3 guys. Excuse me, Ethan Lewis is a rookie as well. I honestly keep forgetting that Ethan Lewis is a rookie. Braden Perez, I think he was another one of those guys. Put a lap down. Yes, he is. He was, excuse me. Was McCrow put a lap down as well? If McCrow was put a lap down, that is essentially going to give the regular season championship to Tristan Allen. I don't see McCrow. McCrow is in 12th. Allen is currently in 10th. We'll take a look at that battle right now. Not too hot, but McCrow and Allen are tied at the moment, so the highest finisher of those drivers will win the regular season championship, given that Perez is off the lead lap. So that is interesting McNugget right there. Georgi continues to pull away. He just put 0.2 of a second over Alexander that time by. As we close in on the halfway point to the ASE DieHard 400, we still have 1 pit stop remaining mathematically, if I'm not mistaken. But we did get that wrong in Indianapolis, so who really knows? We're just going to assume that they do. But we'll see if crew chiefs are going to roll the dice here. Not a whole lot happening, and that is good here in North Wilkesboro. If not a whole lot is happening. Owen Miles at the outside of the 7 of Nelson Reeves. Those guys are separated by only 21 points. So not really a whole lot there as Reeves goes a bit wide through 4. Madison Tall currently in the 19th position. Zachary Davis is 1 position behind her. Actually, given where Logan Alexander and Dano Georgi are running right now, I believe, given that Logan Alexander is 2nd right now and is tracking down the 34 a bit as Georgi is being slowed up by Dustin Davis. Try to get around him, but is going to stay behind him. 20 gained a 1/10 of a second there as Davis will finally move high for Georgi. I think Madison Tall is now in danger of falling outside the chase. I think especially that Zachary Davis is right behind her and might get past her as well in the points if he keeps moving on up. But now Georgi has a bit of a pick, and that pick is not going to last long. Top 2 have pulled away from Ethan Lewis, who is just running qualifying laps at this point. Fastest lap belongs to Zachary Fitzwater, so he'll gain 5 bonus points at the end of this over Logan Alexander. I think who we've got to look out for, the guy who is in the biggest danger zone right now is, Tristan Allen gets in the inside wall. And that closes up the gap. Contact being made with Brandon Wilmington and Zachary Fitzwater. Fitzwater gets sent into the outside wall. Not sure if that brings out the yellow. No, it does not. We remain green, boy. Hold on to a call. We remain green for right now. Fitzy is not going to be happy with Brendan Wilmington or the 56 of Allen. But this heats up the battle for the regular season championship even just more Those two are separated by just a bit as Allen hits the outside wall again. Here comes McCrow. This is a battle for the regular season championship. He moves to the outside of Allen. Will he have him cleared as we are past the halfway point? The ASE DieHard 400. McCrow does have him cleared as a yellow flag has come out. Riley Sampson has stalled on the front straightaway. And I believe everybody should come down the pit lane. Couple of guys still racing it back, and please do not tell me that everybody's going to get trapped on the tail end of the lead lap. It appears that they are not. Everybody's just going to race it back. Sampson was trapped in a very dangerous spot. And a smart decision for the MBCS officials to pull the yellow flag out, and now we're going to see some split strategy. No, all the leaders are coming down. So this is the money stop right here. Georgi leads the lead lap cars down the pit lane. Alexander right behind him. Ethan Lewis, Brendan Yelda, who's made himself up to 4th, and Eric Monaco as well. So good run today for the Otter Island Motorsports machines. We do have 41 laps to go. We'll see if anybody decides to roll the dice. Contact being made in the back. Not going to pay attention. It's going to be a 4-tire stop for Dano Georgi. The jack drops first, and he is out of here already. Alexander will come out 2nd. Yodel comes out 3rd ahead of Ethan Lewis. The Otter Island guys come out together. Lewis loses a position. Yodel looking for win number 2. I tell you, ever since that Stuart Gratton and David Land took over that car, he has been on fire the last month or so. Last month, almost 2 months. As Nathan Smith not get a lap down. I believe he's just going to take the access road and then go ahead of these guys. Nope, Nathan Smith will be on the tail in the lead lap. Whoop-de-doo. So all the cars that are off the lead lap will come off of the pit lane, including Ryan Durrani and Keegan Thompson. So Nathan Smith will be on the tail end of the lead lap. We'll make sure everybody gets out nice and safely, and they do. Let's take a look and see what happened and bring out the 3rd caution of the night here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, as Dano Georgi has led the most laps tonight, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see why Riley Sampson stalled on the front stretch here to bring out caution number 3 of the ASE DieHard 400. We're just going to replay this once in real time since it's basically a car stalling. Something of this on the 24 machine. I'm not sure what it was, but he's still on the racetrack, albeit he is 8 laps down. Stalls right in front of the start-finish line. Caution obviously deployed. You don't want someone getting loose off of turn 4 and hitting the back end of the 24 of Riley Sampson. Even though this is a video game, that still would be a very dangerous situation. But this allowed the cars to come down the pit lane for the final time under the under the caution flag. So would have been interesting to see green flag pit stops, but those can be problematic here at North Wilkesboro and cause even more problems with the running order. But Dano Georgi came down the pit lane first, comes off of the pit lane first. Let's see what he can do on the restart here as we wrap up caution number 3 of the ASE DieHard 400 at the Borough. We're back here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, wrapping up the 3rd caution of the evening as the pace car pulls down the pit lane. Nobody was knocked out for that accident, but Riley Sampson is 8 laps down. We have 21 cars remaining on the lead lap, and one of them is on the tail end of the lead lap. As they go back through the race's restart zone, your top 5 are Georgi, Alexander, Yodel, Lewis, and Monaco. As green flag is back out in the air, Ryan Durrani, I believe, ran into the back of someone. Is there a ton? No, I thought there was a lot of damage to that 38 machine. He pulled out of line. And Georgia is going to try and let as many lap down cars go as possible. Nathan Smith will lead them as they fan out through turn 4. Not sure how many cars are 1 lap down. Actually, quite a few cars are only a lap down, and they're hoping that the caution comes out. Georgi will try to get the inside, but no, Georgi blocks him as John Andrews come down the pit lane as they are 4 wide through turn 4. Oh, Yodel and Cole Sampson get turned around in front of the field. McCrow, Nathan Smith, Tristan Allen, excuse me. Oh, Daisy Johnson makes contact with Brendan Yodel as the caution flag is back out. For the 4th time this evening, Georgi will lead them back as we'll have a couple more cars on the lead lap. Georgi does not appear to be coming down the pit lane. We'll try and get everything resorted out. I believe that's what they are trying to do. But they were going 4 wide off of turn number 4. There was absolutely no way that should have worked. I believe they're trying to get everything situated. If this series returns next year, I think we are axing North Wilkesboro, just given how screwy the AI can be. But I believe 17 the 98 should be getting their laps back, but I don't know about that. We'll see what happens when we come back. We're going to take a look and see what happened and bring out the 4th caution of the night here in the ASE DieHard 400 as we close in to the last 30 laps of the regular season in the 2021 season for the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. Yeah, this is just about as stupid as you can get here in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. 4 wide on a short track. This ain't gonna work, fellas. Ethan Lewis gets hooked by Brendan Yodel in the 26. Cole Sampson is there as well. Lewis is able to drive by, but it's the 2 cars on the outside lane going broadside in front of the field. Caution flag obviously thrown out here in a couple of seconds. There it is, and Daisy Johnson is gonna get the worst from this accident. Heavy contact with the 5 of Cole Sampson. And this was not as bad as I thought it was going to be as Eric Monaco makes contact with the left rear quarter panel of Yodel. Garlington is able to scoot through. This is right in front of your regular season championship contenders. Aiden McCrow actually gets a piece of the 5 of Sampson, but is able to drive by without any problems. I'm not sure why John Andrews came down the pit lane, but he's currently 32nd as Madison Tull makes slight contact with the 62. Andrews is off the lead lap, so it doesn't really matter in the long run that much. But 4 wide does not work here at North Wilkesboro, and that is the main reasoning why. We'll get you the real-time replay of Brendan Yodel and Cole Sampson going around here on lap number 56 of 90. 4 wide doesn't typically work at many tracks, and especially not a short track like North Wilkesboro. Daisy Johnson paid the price right there. Same with the 75 of Eric Monaco. Brendan Yodel, commentator's curse, I guess. It's John Andrews like, screw you guys. Free positions on the lap cars. But Brendan Yodel's not going to be happy with Landon Smith Jr., Ethan Lewis making a 2 wide as Caleb Rose actually got turned by someone under the caution. Not sure what happened there, but he's not going to be happy with that person. But I'm not sure what the scoring issues are as Owen Miles ran to the back of somebody under the caution, so that's going to take him out of the race. So, let's see who else ran into anybody else. Not sure what everything is, but what we do know is Dano Georgi led them back to the caution flag, but there seemed to be a bit of a miscommunication with some lap down cars. I don't know. We'll see how they deal with all that on the restart here, as we are within the last 30 laps of the here in North Wilkesboro in the ASE DieHard 400. All right, this is just North Wilkesboro being North Wilkesboro. Nobody was knocked out from that accident, but we now have 20 cars remaining on the lead lap. I don't know why Logan Alexander is on the inside, but that's going to be an advantage on the 34 of Dano Georgi. Your top 5 going back through the Reese's restart zone are Georgi, Alexander, Landon Smith Jr., Ethan Lewis, and now Colton Yo as we're back through the gears here at North Wilkesboro. I don't know why the 20 of Alexander was on the inside, but that is really going to be a huge advantage. He's immediately going to blow by the 34 of Georgi. Hopefully we can get this race over caution free as... Oh, Braden Perez almost loses off of 4. Keeps his composure. But oh, Alexander rides a 34 up the racetrack. He is looking for win number 3 on the season. Rides him high. Landon Smith Jr. is right behind these guys. As Josh Williamson, knocks the wall off of 4 down. Someone almost went around there. There is debris on the racetrack. Not sure if they'll call a caution for that. But now Logan Alexander back in command of this race as he goes underneath Josh Williamson and Juan Rodriguez as they get a bit too close for comfort there off of turn number 4. Lap traffic has been the biggest name of the game throughout this entire race. Tyler Reynolds may try and sneak up here to get one of his laps. I believe he's only a lap down. Reynolds is currently, as Juan Rodriguez, Reynolds' teammate, is off the lead lap as the yellow flag is back out. We had a massive accident, and that is not good for Zachary Davis, who gets rear-ended by Brennan Wilmington. Madison Tall was involved as well. And the caution is out for the 5th time tonight here in North Wilkesboro. Everybody else is going to be racing it back. And that is not good for Zachary Davis. A ton of damage to the Cinevis 1 machine. And he is probably going to be knocked out of this race. Madison Tall involved as well. And Tall is only 19 above Zachary Davis. And I don't know what we're doing here, folks, but we're just going to roll with it. Pit road is open. Not sure why Davis didn't take it. And the yellow flag is back out here with about 20 laps to go here from North Wilkesboro. Davis will come down. We'll see if he retires. If Davis retires, and if Dano Georgi wins the race, that's curtains for Davis. We'll see what he does. And Zachary Davis has retired from the race. Yep, just retired. And Brennan Wilmington is probably going to retire as well. Logan Alexander leads. We'll see what happened to bring out caution number 5 here at the ASE DieHard 400 at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. It has been a crazy one here at the Borough, and we said anything could happen tonight, but I didn't think half the field was going to be a lap down due to some stupid caution happening in the early stage of the race. Too close for comfort there with Caleb Rose in the tide ride. Hooks him on the corner of turn 2. Those corners, exits of the corners, have been the calamity corners all night long. Davis gets into John Anders and then goes back into the 05 Owen Miles, and those cars get airborne for a brief second. Heavy damage to the one of Zachary Davis. Andrews will spin around Owen Miles, and I think these guys turn around or just checking up. And in the outside wall goes Hamill. Didn't even see him caught up in this accident. Davis will move down to the inside into Madison Tall, and I guess in an attempt to potentially take her out of the race. It's dirty move by the one of Zachary Davis. This is what puts the caution out. These guys going around through 3 and 4. Davis is able to get by the 62. Ooh, boy. And a little close for comfort there. Rim riding for the 40 of Dustin Davis. I believe we saw him do this last year, if I'm not mistaken. Rim ride with a caution on the first lap. It might have been his teammate of Jake Hoover. And then you're going to see the 62 of Wilmington run right into the back of Zachary Davis. Just end his night right there and right then. It has been a tough season for a one-time winner in the Mission Barbecue Cup Series, Brennan Wilmington. And he is not going to be making the chase tonight, as we mentioned. We'll get you a replay of this in real time, then get you back to the racing action here in what has been a bloody ASE DieHard 400 from North Wilkesboro. All these cars have been dying hard on the inside tonight. That is a fact. Zachary Davis goes a little bit wide through the corner into Caleb Rose, and this is really not going to help Zachary Davis's chances of getting in the chase, and takes out Madison Tall as well, and his brother Dustin Davis is able to rim ride on the outside. But good driving there. Not so good driving for Brendan Wilmington in the 62, as Caleb Rose's teammate, I believe, that was a little bit of an angry tap there from Brendan Wilmington about wrecking his teammate. It's been a rough night for the Pacific Racing team. We'll get this mess cleaned back up, and we'll get you back to the action here as we close in on the last couple of laps here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway in the ASE DieHard 400. We're back here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, wrapping up the 5th caution of the evening. It was a suspension failure, surprisingly, that took out the 62 of Brandon Wilmington, and the 1 of Zachary Davis was retired from that accident. 3 cars are taken out of the race, and we currently have 20 cars remaining on the lead lap, and the leaders should not have anybody in front of them. Green flag back in the air with 19 laps remaining in the regular season. Dano Georgi trying to get to the inside of the 20 of Logan Alexander. Tyler Reynolds is going to make it 3 wide. He wants one of his laps back. He's in danger of falling outside of the chase, and he's going to have Braden Perez right in his footsteps. Perez goes a little bit wide. And now that 19 car is hoping that the caution comes out. Georgi underneath the 20 of Alexander. If Dano Georgi wins this race, that is curtains for Zachary Davis. He is praying that the 20 of Alexander is able to get it done here tonight. Or any other driver, as long as it's not Dano Georgi. But Georgi has been running on rails all night long. We're just going to have to see what happens here. Georgi is only 141 below the cut line, so it's not like he has to win this race, but Alexander goes wide through the corner. There's going to be a couple of picks in front of the 34 machine. It might be time is running out for Zachary Davis, and there's nothing he can do about it except watch on the TV set and pray that something bad happens to Dano Georgi. But he is knocking off lap down cars left and right. Georgi goes a little bit wide. He is just trying to get to 10 laps to go. Then they will be single file on a restart, and then it will be absolutely done for Zachary Davis. Georgi looking for win number 2, looking to bookend the regular season. Coming around to 14 laps to go. Looking to bookend the regular season with wins, and back into the battle for the regular season championship. Getting very physical between Aiden McCrow and Tristan Allen. McCrow currently has the lead as they go 3 wide through turn 2. But Allen wants it back. Allen to the inside of McCrow, and wouldn't that be hysterical if these two banging together would cause a caution and throw this into the race for the final spot out of whack. We're going to pay attention to this battle right now, and if we see Logan Alexander get within a couple of tenths of Dano Georgi, then we will let you know. But this is the battle for the regular season championship right here and right now. Actually, not sure what Braden Perez is. Braden Perez is currently 23rd, so yeah, this is the battle, and it looks like Tristan Allen might have the upper hand. Oh, here Aiden McCrow's coming, storming back on the outside. Not going to be good going through the corners. Garlington is going to get into his way. Oh, Garlington is going to get past McCrow in the 42. Both the 42 and the 56 have got a lot of damage to those cars. As we now have 10 laps to go in the ASE DieHard 400 here at North Wilkesboro. Alexander second and a half away from Dano Georgi, trying to get around the lap down cars, but Georgi is knocking them off one at a time. Next up on the chopping block is Riley Sampson, as we are hoping we get to the end of this race without another caution. Fitzy is in the back of the pack, currently 16th. Not sure where Mitchell Collins is. Collins is currently... I don't even see Mitchell Collins on the racetrack. Oh, there's Mitchell Collins underneath Braden Perez. Collins is 24th. Given where Fitzy is, I believe Mitchell Collins might be out of the chase at this point. But Alexander has got 7 laps to catch up to Dano Georgi. 7 laps to make up 2 seconds, I should say. I'm not sure if it's going to be done, as McCrow is not giving up on the race lead from championship lead from Tristan Allen, I should say. This is the battle for 9th right now, but there is quite a bit more at stake than this, than just the 9th position. Fitzy goes wide through the corner with 6 laps to go. Time is running out for Logan Alexander, but we have seen Dano Georgi come down the pit lane late. We saw it at Richmond with, coincidentally, Tristan Allen was the benefactor of that accident, blunder, I should say, on the pit lane. With 5 laps to go. We're not focusing on the battle for the win. We are focusing on the battle for the regular season championship. Now Allen is going to get past the 79 of Lewis as McCrow tries to find a way around the lap down car of John Anders, who is just trying to look for a good finish here. It just might be a little too late. Now Andrews will try and pass Andrews, but it's going to be to no avail. Back up to the front. Alexander still failed to get around the 66 of Davenport. Now Georgi has gotten around Sampson. And I would say that Dano Georgi is going to sneak his way into the chase with a last-second win via the wild card. White flag is in the air. 2 popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway for Dano Georgi. Given he's only 141 below the cut line. Given where Collins is running, we might see him. Who knows? But white flag is in the air one more time around the North Wilkesboro Speedway for Dano Georgi. He has a second lead over the 20 of Logan Alexander, and he has led the most laps. I believe that Dano Georgi is going to get a wild card position, but he might make his way up into the top 10 off the final corner. Dano Georgi survives the chaos. Georgi wins at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. And for the regular season championship through turn 4, Tristan Allen, the 56, is your regular season championship for 2021. Champion, I should say, not championship. So 2 different winners tonight. Dano Georgi wins the race, but Tristan Allen, by 1 position, beats out the 42 of Aiden McCrow and is your official regular season champion for 2021. But Dano Georgi, I believe he should get in via the wild card, but he might get inside the top 10. Not sure where Ryan Durrani finished. Durrani finished 34th, in fact. He does have 109 points. As we had 3 cars fail to finish the race, 37 finished the race, but only 22 of them were on the lead lap. But Dano Georgi is your official winner here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. As we look at your official standings, Dano Georgi wins the ASE DieHard 400. Logan Alexander finishes second. Eric Monaco with a nice podium finish. Didn't even notice that there. Landon Smith Jr. is 4th, and Colton Yo rounds out the regular season with a top 5 finish. 6 is Nelson Reeves, Reeves is only 41 below, so hold on a minute here. We could see a couple of guys potentially sneak their way into the chase. Oh, and Miles definitely has not made the cut, but Reeves is 6th. Trace Smith 7th. That should get him into the show. Tristan Allen is 8th. Maiden McCrow is 9th. That was the battle for the regular season championship, only separated by 5 points. Ethan Lewis rounds out the top 10. And then you take a look at the rest of your field. Like we mentioned, 22 cars finished the race on the lead lap, and 37 finished the race in general. Zachary Davis being the big one to be knocked out in that final caution. And I don't know. I mean, Dano Georgi is 141 below the cut line. I believe he led the most laps. So I believe Georgia. Actually, let's take a look and see who got the fastest lap. That was still Zachary Fitzwater. So Fitzwater, I'm not gonna do this live. You'll see your finished points in just a couple of seconds. But that's it for the North Wilkesboro Speedway. We will do a jump cut to your official chase standings in just a couple of seconds, ladies and gentlemen, as we finish off a wild race here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. There you have it. On the left-hand side of your screen, you will see your chase field for 2021. Tristan Allen, Aiden McCrow, Braden Perez, Trey Smith, Brendan Yodel, John Andrews, Tyler Reynolds, Logan Alexander, Mitchell Collins, and Nelson Reeves are the top 10 in the points. Ryan Durrani like we feared, is out of it. 15 points shy of making the chase. Dana Georgi and Madison Tall are your two wild card drivers, and Tristan Allen is your regular season champion for 2021 for the MBCS. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, this is huge. And look at the amount of rookies that are in this chase field. McCrow, Perez, Andrews, Alexander, Reeves, Georgi, 6 rookies. Half of the chase field is rookies. And look at some of the guys that were that are in the chase that weren't in last year. I think Tyler Reynolds, Tyler Reynolds and Madison Tar are the only 2 chase drivers up inside the top 10 and in the chase in general that were in the chase last year. Actually, was Mitchell? No, Mitchell Collins was not in the chase, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Mitchell Collins did not make the chase last year, so only 2 drivers that were in the chase last year are in the chase this year. But my goodness, though, that is your chase field, and congratulations to Tristan Allen on winning the regular season championship. But those 12 drivers will be in a 10-week clash for the 2021 Mission Barbecue Cup Series Championship. And it is going to be an exciting 10 races here, beginning with the at the Darlington Speedway next week. In fact, I'm going to go over the chase schedule right here. The race logos and times will be on the left-hand side of your screen. If I can just pull it up here separately from this. So, next week on September 4th, it is the Waffle House Rebel 500 from the Darlington Raceway. It will be a 2 p.m. start time, 74 laps around that racetrack. Then we go a little bit south to the Greenville Spartanburg Speedway for the Slap-On Location 500 on 9/11 weekend. That is going to be a very solemn race indeed. Another 2 p.m. start time, 50 laps around the GS. Then we head up to the Bristol Motor Speedway, the fastest half mile in the world, for the Randy the Plumber Bristol Night Race on September 18th with a 6 p.m. start time, 100 laps there. Then we go all the way up to the Rocky Mountains of Denver, Colorado for a not really a traditional doubleheader, but a doubleheader, doubleheaders for 2 weeks. We go to the Denver Road Course for the first time in series history. Actually, no, excuse me. That is the week after the Bristol. The week after the next race, it will be the Valve presents the Red Blue TF200 from the Willow Springs Raceway in Willow Springs, California, if I'm not mistaken, on September 25th. Noon start time, 34 laps around that new track. Then we go to the Denver Road Course for the first time in series history, the Otterbox 300K on October 2nd. The week after that, it's the South Park 400 presented by Denver Mattress at the Denver Oval on October 9th. That is a 1 p.m. start time. Then we go down to the Lone Star State for the only time this season, the Out of the Groove 500 from the Texas World Speedway on October 16th. That is a 1 p.m. start time as well. Then we go up north just a bit. This race was supposed to be right before Dover, but due to COVID, it is now in the chase. And the Lone Super Speedway in the chase, the Lubbock Blue 500 from the Ricky Raceway on October 23rd, a 7 p.m. Eastern start time. Then we go back to the tri-state area to the Nazareth Speedway for the Tasty Cake 400 presented by Trains and Lanes Hobbies on October 30th, right before Halloween. Another 6 p.m. start time there for a 45 lap show. And then we finally end the 2021 season with the Corporate Deployment 500 from at the New Jersey Motor Speedway on November 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for the 87 lap race to round out the 2021 season and crown a champion for 2021. It is going to be an exciting next 10 weeks, ladies and gentlemen. Before hand, I would just like to thank every single one of you that has tuned into at least one or two of these races this season. It's been a tough year. It has been a long year compared to last season where we just got everything up under the summer. There's been a couple of hiccups, there's been a couple of miscues, but we have finally made the chase. And that chase is going to go on without a hitch. I can guarantee you that. And these 12 drivers, top 10 in points, and 2 wildcard drivers are all vying for the championship here for the second season of the Mission Barbecue Cup Series. But that is all I've got. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the regular season finale for the NOFSRL Mission Barbecue Cup Series. It was a wild race at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, but now we have got the points all set. We will see you next week at the Darlington Raceway. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, ladies and gentlemen. We are showing you here are the updated points in just one moment, and from the North Wilkesboro Speedway, we will see you at the track next week.